On the news tonight, Governor Adeleke kickstarts Osun Business Growth Initiative for economic transformation. New public service rule implementation to eject 512 directors from service. Ethiopia's government declares a state of emergency over clashes in Amara region. Good evening, welcome to the major report. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Governor Ademola Adeleke has kick-started Osun State Business Growth Initiative through strategic partnership with federal and international organizations and agencies. A release by the spokesperson to the governor, Malam Olawale Rashid, states that to transform Osun from a civil service state to a business and industrial state, the governor has directed the hosting of a two-top flight meeting to address business growth and industrial foundation for the state, while a delegation and far-reaching discussion with Nigeria Export Processing Zone Authority on reviving Osun Free Trade Zone and starting the agricultural processing zones. Another team was at the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria to develop a new memorandum of understanding to strengthen SME growth in the state. The initiative team, led by Senator Dere Oyewumi, had the Chief of Staff Honorable Kazim Akinleye and other top government officials in attendance, was attended by the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Reverend Bumi Genyo. Senator Oyewumi, who spoke on behalf of the state delegation, informed SMEDEN management of the state readiness to tap into all programs of the agencies to develop Osun businesses. The Director General of SMEDEN, Olawale Fasoya, told the delegation that Osun is receiving full attention of the agency. Osun State University has been commended for setting the pace for human capital development through its curriculum that helps in producing employers of laborers and not job seekers. Yeye Modupe Adeleke Soni gave the commendation at the 2023 Entrepreneurship Studies and Innovation Training Program for the Citadel of Learning. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, now completes the story.
The Olagusoye Oyilola Auditorium at the main campus of Osun State University, Osogbo, was filled to capacity for the 2023 Entrepreneurship Studies and Innovation Training Program. While explaining the motive behind the event, Vice Chancellor of the University and Chief Host, Professor Clement Adeboye, stated that it is the policy of the government that all tertiary educational institutions in Nigeria must incorporate entrepreneurship into their curricula so that students can be trained on how to make money legitimately from the business aspect of their core discipline. Professor Adeboye, however, maintained that UniOsun has not only keyed into the noble initiative, but has gone a step further distinctively by awarding loans to graduating students who have bankable proposals and intend to delve into business from the skills learned on campus.
All we are trying to do is to make them have knowledge of what it takes to establish businesses in these vocations, so that when they become managers of business, nobody will be able to cheat them. They will have the knowledge and the skill that will guide them in being active and efficient managing directors of their companies. That is the essence of all we are doing.
In her remarks, the entrepreneurship mother of the day, Yeye Modupe Adeleke Sani, commended the leadership of the institution for a noble initiative aimed at reducing youth unemployment in Nigeria. She implored the students to take advantage of the program aimed at making them employers of labor rather than job seekers.
It's better for youths to be able to be a job creator and not job seekers. In Nigeria today, there are so many of our youths that are unemployed. So many graduates out there that are unemployed. But when you are an entrepreneur, you'll be able to be on your own, be a CEO of your own company.
In his keynote presentation on the theme 21st Century Entrepreneurship Skills and Economic Sustainability, Challenges and Way Out, the guest speaker, Professor Akim Salami, a social science scholar from the College of Management and Social Sciences, Okuko campus, said anyone who wants to be successful as an entrepreneur must have qualities such as capacity, creativity, courage, curiosity, capital, among others. He identified the basic skills needed by an entrepreneur to succeed to include communication skills, productive skills, social administrative skills, financial skills, and ICT skills, among others.
Governments to ensure that they are giving more startup capital for potential entrepreneurs.
Similarly, the entrepreneurship father of the day and managing director of Fortunate Bread, Alhaji Abdulwasiu Adejumo, who was represented at the event by Mr. Abbas Adejumo, admonished intending entrepreneurs to remain focused on their dreams and not be deterred by the challenges facing the nation. There was a presentation by the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of His Grace Donut, Mr. Odumaki Olaide, as Mr. Entrepreneurship of the Day. Earlier in her welcome address, the Acting Director, Center for Entrepreneurship Studies and Innovation, Dr. Adepoju Adigun, said the center will continue to equip students with the skills that will make them useful to themselves and society at large. The event featured the presentation of awards of honor to the Entrepreneurship Mother of the Day, Yeye Modupe Adeleke Sani, the Managing Director of Fortunate Bread, Alhaji Adejumo, the guest speaker, Professor Akim Salami, among others. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
Governor Ademola Adeleke has called on warring market factions at Kajola Town to stop feud and confrontation to allow moderate intervention by the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry. In a statement issued by the spokesperson to the governor, Malamolawale Rashid, the market leaders were called upon to remain calm as the governor directed the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry to wade into the matter with immediate effect and ensure that all points of disagreement among the factions are resolved. The intervention by the governor is to allow for the reopening of the market to protect the livelihood of all of stakeholders. The factions are enjoined by the governor to stop hostilities pending the outcome of the mediation, adding that nobody should take laws into their hands. In a rare display of political maturity, Governor Ademola Adeleke has directed the 3 senators of the People's Democratic Party from Osun State to support former Governor Adeboyega Oyetola during his senatorial screening. Making the disclosure on the floor of the Senate was Deputy Senate Minority Leader Senator Larry Oyewumi, while endorsing the ministerial nominee on behalf of other senators from the state. Senator Oyewumi told the senators that a meeting in Abuja, Governor Adeleke directed the senators to rally around Mr. Oyetola in the overall interest of the state. He said Governor Adeleke sees Oyetola's nomination as an opportunity to expand prospects and opportunities for the development of the state. Earlier, another PDP senator, Francis Fadamsi, had read an endorsement speech in favor of Oyetola. The Senate President, who was impressed by the position of Osun PDP senators, commended Governor Adeleke and the senators, describing what happened as a demonstration of strong political maturity that should be emulated by all. Osun State Government has assured management and staff as well as listeners across board of a new change which will be effected by Governor Ademola Adeleke on the Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC. The chairman OSBC Board of Directors, Mr. Mayowa Olosho, gave the assurance today during a tour of facilities at the headquarters of the media outfit, Okebale Oshobo. Oluwadolakwa Fayemi was part of the tour. Now completes the story.
Be to enhance the efficacy and effective operation of the Osun State-owned broadcasting outfit, the Chairman Board of Directors OSBC Conglomerate, Honorable Mayowa Olosho, alongside his Vice Prince Olalire Olaoye and the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media Matters, Dr. Femi Adefila, took a tour around the Osun State Broadcasting Corporation facility. The tour, led by the Permanent Secretary and Director General of the OSBC Conglomerate, Mr. Rashid Folaromi, flagged by other members of the management, took the team around the corporation, which included the transmitter house, the master control room, TriCaster and Generator House, among others. In his remark, the board chairman, Honorable Mayowa Olosho, expresses dissatisfaction at the state of the corporation, stating that it has been abandoned for too long. He, however, assured the management and the staff of the state-owned media organization and the people of the state at large of a new change which will be effected within a short period of time.
As if government will have abandoned this kind of corporation. It's not more a corporation, it's a company over a decade. The facility is this bad. I'm not happy with it. So we've been in the boardroom for over 4 hours and made a lot of resolutions. The fact that we need to take this place back to greater heights. The renovation of structures, and we had a plan of inviting those Australian leaders and foreign experts to partner with us. And I'm assuring you that in the next, by my office, this particular corporation will be one of the best in southern part of Nigeria.
According to the Vice Chairman, OSBC Board of Directors, Prince Olalere Olaoye, the Osun State government, under the leadership of the Governor Ademola Adeleke, is committed to the progress and development of the state-owned media outfit. In his remarks, the Permanent Secretary and Director General of OSBC Conglomerate, Mr. Rashid Folaranmi, appreciated the Osun State government under Governor Ademola Adeleke for his unrelenting efforts to ensure the positive growth of the media conglomerate by following due process. Oluwadolapo Fayemi reporting for OSBC News.
The attention of the government of Osun State under the leadership of Governor Ademola Adeleke has been drawn to the damaged borehole water tank scaffolding at Ward 7 Okiada in Ikiriro local government area of the state. The governor, while commiserating with the people of the ward on the water tank scaffolding destroyed by rainstorm, called for patience, adding that the ministry in charge of the project has been directed to immediately resolve the issue. In a release signed by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi, the governor assured the residents of Ward 7 Okiada and Ikiri that the scaffolding will be reconstructed and water restored as soon as possible. The release also ordered that the contractor dug the well at the location based on the mapping for the source of water, not envisaging any natural disaster such as rainfall could affect the facility. He urged the people concerned to be patient while assuring that it will be reconstructed and made available for usage. The governor also reiterated the welfare of the people will continue to be the administration priority at all times. The Federal Ministry of Health has directed the chief medical directors and medical directors in the federal tertiary hospitals to implement the no work, no pay policy on the striking members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. According to the Secretary General of NAD, Dr. Kelechi Chikeze, the government also directed the hospitals to maintain an attendance register for all resident doctors willing to work. It could be recalled that the NAD members embarked on an indefinite strike on July 26, 2023 to press home its demand. The doctors are demanding the implementation of the one-for-one replacement policy for healthcare workers. The Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to discontinue the downgrading of the membership certificate issued by the West African Postgraduate Medical and Surgical Colleges. The immediate payment of all salary arrears, the implementation of the consolidated medical salary structure, a new hazard allowance, the domestication of the Medical Residency Training Act, among others. Governor Ademola Adeleke has reiterated his commitment towards ending maternal mortality in rapes in Osun State. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Isiaka Adekunle, stated this at the stakeholders meeting organized by the State Ministry of Health on the community use of misoprostol for the prevention and treatment of postpartum hemorrhage. Our reporter, Oluwatobiloba Odunuga, has the details.
Postpartum hemorrhage has been identified as one of the factors and causes of high maternal mortality rates in the Nigerian society. It is to this end the Osun State Ministry of Health organized a stakeholders meeting on community use of misoprostol for the prevention and treatment of postpartum hemorrhage, with the provision of 10,000 tablets of misoprostol by the Population Service International PSI to end preventable maternal mortality rates in Nigeria. Addressing key stakeholders, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Isiaka Adekunle, said the Osun State government is committed to addressing the causes of postpartum hemorrhage in the state by providing comprehensive healthcare system, access to family planning, improved healthcare facilities, and education for women on reproductive health and safe practices during pregnancy and childbirth. He noted that the State Ministry of Health is committed to training and retraining of health personnel in every nooks and cranny of the state on effective, proper administering and use of misoprostol for the prevention and treatment of postpartum hemorrhage in the state, so as to put an end to high maternal mortality rates in the country and the world at large.
For the prevention of maternal mortality occurring as a result of postpartum hemorrhage, all these drugs will be distributed in all our both focal and non-focal primary health centers. They will have all these drugs, and they're not just going to have the drug, they are still going to be trained on the use of it, because like we know, there is no drug that doesn't have one side effect or the other. They are going to be trained on the proper use of misoprostol, the side effect, so that the drug will no longer be abused.
In a presentation on the use of misoprostol for the prevention and treatment of postpartum hemorrhage, Consultant Population Service International, Tinola Taylor, said misoprostol is a medication used to prevent and treat postpartum hemorrhage, which is an effective option for managing excessive bleeding after childbirth.
We've discovered that so many reasons are attributable to this. Many times women don't go to hospital for antenatal care, and even when they do, so at times you may not be able to know exactly who will fall into this category. So government of Nigeria is promoting the use of misoprostol in the community to prevent and treat this postpartum hemorrhage.
She added that misoprostol can be used as a first-line treatment or in combination with other heterotonics to control bleeding and reduce the risk of complications. Oluwa Tobiloba, Odunuga, OSBC News.
Now welcome to our sports segment. Now welcome to our commercial segment.
Disneyland is the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70 gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite Indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
About 512 directors in the civil service who have spent 8 years on the directorate cadre may be forced out of service sequel to the implementation of the newly revised public service rules by the federal government. The report has it that the head of civil service of the Federation, Folasade Yemieson, while unveiling the revised public service rule during the civil service rule, noted that the implementation could commence immediately. She also noted that the rules were revised under the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, but the launching was delayed until President Bola Tinubu took over in line with the renewed hope agenda. The PSR, which 31st of July 27, 2023, was launched by the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation in Abuja. The new rule also introduced a 10-year policy for permanent secretaries who are now required to spend 4 years in office, which is renewable subject to performance. Meanwhile, the newly revised public service rule by the federal government has sparked off debate among Nigerians. Reacting on the revised public service rule, former head of service in Oyo State, Chief Inaolajiabo Abba, said that it reinforces the dynamism of public service. Responding on whether it could be replicated at the state level, the eminent public officer said most of the state is in, not in excess of qualified directors, as the system has been deflated over the years. He speaks further.
same rules should apply. The same rules should apply. But where they have depleted their service and we won't have good people to work for us, they should apply that rule with some circumstances.
Nigerian Immigration Service Osun State Command has expressed gratitude to Governor Ademola Adeleke for supporting an immense assistance towards the smooth running of the command. Osun State Command Controller Abolupe Bewaji said it during the 60th year's anniversary celebration of Nigerian Immigration Service in Oshobo. OSBC reporter Adeni Adebayo has the details.
Governor Ademola Adeleke has commended the effort of the Nigerian Immigration Service to Nigerians and urged them to do more in the dispensation of their service. The governor stated this through the Deputy Governor Prince Kola Adewusi while speaking at the 60th anniversary celebration of the Nigerian Immigration Service. He also said the illegal migration of Nigerians to Europe has killed lots of people in the Mediterranean Sea and the need to brainstorm on how to reverse the trend. He stressed on the need for a close partnership between the state and federal government to smoothen legal migration and proper welfare of the citizen.
The desperation to migrate to Europe and North America has led to thousands of deaths. The Mediterranean Sea is now almost a graveyard. The illegal industry of human trafficking is booming, with Africa suffering major losses. Many Nigerians have perished on the fatal journey through the Sahel to the Mediterranean Sea. In reality, many families are losing their younger ones without any accountability. Worse still is that many young people end up as slaves when they got stopped in many North African countries. The issue of illegal migration is therefore a matter that demands attention from all and sundry.
Also speaking at the occasion, the controller Nigerian Immigration Service Osun State Command Abolupe Oladoyin Bewaji said the NIS are working on a way to smoothing the collection of passports, stressing that collection stations will be made available at the neighborhood for fast and quick access to traveling passports.
We have declared the state of passports as an emergency case, and we are opening up front offices all over the places so that there will be less crowd in the passport offices. And the issue of passport issuance. Passport is not about wait and get, because we have to conduct some checks, especially now that we have a marriage between the NIMC, whereby your NIN number must correspond with whatever information that you have in our passport. So all this we must check through before we issue you your passport.
Also present at the occasion are Mrs. Dukpe Adeleke, the past controller of Osun State Command, Mr. Timothy Oladele Timi of Ede, represented by Chief Adewale Salau, the Ooni of Ife, represented by Oba Adebanjo Adediwura. The occasion climaxed with the cutting of cakes and presentation of awards. Adeniyi Adebayo, OSBC News.
Welcome to our sports segment. Nigeria's the Tigers will face 11-time African champion Senegal in the final of this year's FIBA Women Afrobasket in Kigali, Rwanda. Reports indicated that the second semi-final played, Senegal defeated Mali 75-65 to reach the final for the first time since 2019, when their reigning African champion, the Tigers, outclassed host Rwanda 79-48. For the foreign news.
Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's office said it was so necessary to declare the state of emergency as it had become difficult to control the outrageous activities based on the regular legal system. It did not say whether the restriction applied only in Amara or across the country. Report says fighting that broke out across Ethiopia's second most populous region earlier this week between the Fano militants and the Ethiopian National Defense Force has quickly become a security crisis. Fano Tino, a part-time militant with no formal command structure, backed federal troops in a 2-year civil war in the neighboring Tigurian region that ended with a truce last November. The state of emergency allows other things: for roadblocks to be established, transport service to be disrupted, curfew to be imposed, and for the military to take over in certain areas. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Health Ministry said Israeli forces killed a Palestinian teenagers during one of their daily pre-dawn raids into the occupied West Bank. It said Muhammadu Abdulson, who was shot in the head by Israeli soldiers at point blank range as they stormed the Nusam refugees camp in Toklare. The local witness said an Israeli soldiers got out of one of the military vehicles and shot Abdulson in the head while he was lying on the ground. Fears broke out during the raids between Palestinian residents and Israeli forces, which had snipers stationary on the rooftop of several Palestinian homes in the camp. The raids sparked fighting with residents of the camp, with Israeli forces shooting tear gas, stun grenades, live fires, while Palestinians hurling stones and opening fire at the soldiers. In another development, the Interior Ministry has said at least 6 people have been killed by a landslide in the western Georgian region in Raqqa. The landslide took place in Sofin, a small resort area in a Georgian's mountainous northwest, famed for its vast forest and natural springs. Reports has it that rescuers' efforts were underway and 140 people had been evacuated. 2 helicopters and rescue dogs were involved in the search efforts. Falsat Jima reporting for OSBC News.
That foreign report concludes tonight's edition of the Major Report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Michael Adeni. Thank you for watching. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Good night.